The following program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Come on. Yeah. Come on.
Somebody gotta say this shit, so piss a bitch. Fuck your government. I'm hesitant to holler out that I'm in. I represent hollow points and Mac tears. So don't think shots coming out of them. Last thing that you see is Nat Turner's grin. I'm a savage, not the average white boy, my friend. We ain't shooting. Fuck red, white, and blue. Irk Nerv, like militias in the booth. Spit that word like the wisdom in the tooth. Get that herb like I need a blunt or two. Fuck y'all all, each and every one of you. You niggas wanna stay asleep. Fuck you motherfuckers too. All you niggas ain't loyal. Fuck the government soil. Bring heat to the planet till this motherfucker boil. There's no more talk. Through the grave y'all walk. I talk for the slave from the grave. It's war.
What it do? October 8th, 2021. Somebody gotta say this shit. Irk the nerve in this bitch. Guess what? It's one of them days, man. It's one of them days where I just feel like saying shit. The link is already dropped. Fear me not. I'm just a troll slayer. Face to face Friday. Talk to me. Say some shit. Come up, call in. Guess what? Guess what? It's the same as always. It's the same as always. You will be held accountable for the shit you say. Yes. You will not speak to me if you don't show your motherfucking face. Not on this show. You don't get to hide behind your goddamn. You don't get to hide behind that. No, I want to see your mouth move when you say the bullshit you say. See, this is how this show works. Right now, I'm currently at the house. You're probably wondering, why is this motherfucker not on somebody's construction site right now? Well, being that I am a construction worker that does concrete cutting, professional concrete cutter, schedules have to be worked. You understand? See, I have to be working on the University of Kentucky tonight. I'm sure many of you know about the University of Kentucky. Go Big Blue, BBN, on mine, especially on mine. I have to be working. I happen to be scheduled tonight to work and cut in a certain area that has to be basically vacant. No one can be in the area while I cut. So it's a night job, which affords me the opportunity to do this today. Speak to you and have a call-in show. Face-to-face Friday. Please call in, cam up, say what the fuck you want to say to me. Let's talk. Present a question. I may present an answer. That's what today's show is about. Let me get my shit together. I'm walking through my apartment right now. And yes, my apartment is clean. Ignore the kitchen right now. Ignore the kitchen. I actually cook. You know, I don't need anyone to cook for me. But it's appreciated when it happens. You understand? But I cook for myself. Let me say it again. Never mind my kitchen because I use it to cook. Now, with that being said, I know that there are many men out there that don't like to cook for themselves, but you should. You should. It lets everyone know that you can depend on yourself. Self-sufficient, especially in that area. Cook for yourself, men. And it makes it all to the better when you invite your lady friends over and cook for them. Like, oh, this motherfucker knows the difference between a pot and a pan. He knows how to cook, put some shit together. Yeah. Fear me not. Like I said, I mean, I'm not a YouTube troll. I'm a troll slayer. I've said this a many a time. I go roaming the YouTube streets, seeking whom I may devour. Salute, Mr. Hyde. Salute to you. It's a good morning. It's a Friday morning, got to work later on night. Maybe make some new doorways. See, that's what I do. I cut out floors. I destroy walls, in many different ways. But anyway, um, fear me not. Call in. The link is dropped. You have no excuse. I know you have been wondering, what the fuck is my purpose here? What the fuck? What am I doing here? Well, like you, I jump on panels, I talk my shit, I say the things that I feel are pertinent, to the conversation. I have fun. I am entertained by many, many YouTubers. And I'm enjoying YouTube. I'm sharing thoughts. As you know, my pet peeve is racialist propaganda, and I destroy it at every turn. So, so-called black, so-called white, and all the racialist terminology in between, I break it down for you so you understand why you're using it, how you're using it, and for whom's benefit. That's one of the things I like to do. I love history, love human history. It fascinates me. Now, I know many of you don't. Many of you do not enjoy to do research. I get it. I get it. It's why do research when you can completely go out here and involve strangers in your life and fuck up your future. Do nothing progressive. Do nothing progressive. Yeah, let's talk. What's been in the news? Umar Johnson. Let me say something real quick. Umar, what the fuck is wrong with you? You have a school to build. You have been building this school for almost a decade. Why the fuck are you worried about Mike Tyson? I mean, it seems to me that you have other shit to worry about. I'm just saying, Umar, it doesn't make any sense to me to speak on Mike Tyson in any form or fashion, especially like you willing to jump in the ring with Mike Tyson, dude. Like, shut the fuck all the way up, please. It doesn't make any sense. We don't know if you can do 10 jumping jacks, Umar. There's no evidence of it. There's no proof. We don't know if you can do a push-up. We do know that Mike Tyson has various amounts of combination punches in his arsenal, like in his know-how, in his muscle memory. Umar, stop. Don't do that shit no more. Shut up. Don't talk about Mike Tyson. Shut up. I'm gonna go ahead and go on. I'm gonna go ahead and go on the edge of this statement and say, I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready in any shape, form, fashion. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you're in any way ready for Mike Tyson at any age. That's just my opinion. Moving forward, I dropped a link. I just want to talk. Fear me not. I'm no one to fear. I have a lot. See, this is the thing. I want to salute all those that have made me moderators in their chat rooms. Salute to you. Thank you. I will return the favor. And let me make sure. See, I'm on my other phone real quick. So let me make sure something. Yeah. So everything's okay day. Please feel free to comment, say whatever the fuck you want to say in the chat. Just be mindful. Just be mindful. I give it back the way you present it. You understand? You understand? So, you're right, Mr. Hyde. Even at 55, we don't want that. The hell with that. The hell with that. Who wants those problems? Like Mike Tyson, dude. This motherfucker knows how to throw the greatest uppercut and hook combination you have ever seen. Ever. Like, stop it, Umar. Goofing it. Man, let me tell you something, man. Umar, I don't know. I'm just gonna move on. What else is in the news? What else? So on Witch Doctor Wednesdays, we talked about the whistleblower. And this morning I actually uploaded a very important part of her testimony to Congress. Man, I'm telling you, Mr. Hyde, you already know, bro. You already know. All right, but look at this jawline though. Look at that jawline though. This is Francis. Hogan, Francis. This is Francis. She's the one. Oh, that's what you're saying. She's an agent. You know what? Me and my man Walski, me and my man the jerk. See, I'm Irk, and my man Jay Walski's the jerk. You know, I'm Irk, and my man Walski. My man Walski is the jerk. Salute to Walski, Jay Wall the jerk. See, we have the same feeling. We think that this motherfucker might be an agent. And we think she may be working in benefit of Donald Trump's reelection. That's a possibility. Let's just say that if they was to somehow get an employee of Facebook to turn in a way that would hurt Facebook and prove that Facebook was complicit in the propaganda during the campaign, presidential campaign, that benefited Biden's administration. Maybe she is an agent. I said that. I went the long way to say that, didn't I? Oh, that's my baby. Hi, baby. Oh, it's my baby. Yeah. That woman right there. Oh, she done me right. She done me right. Okay, anyway, let's move on. I could talk about it all the time, but look, fear me not. I'm not a YouTube troll. I'm a troll slayer. I come roaming these YouTube streets seeking whom I may devour. I'm not a troll. I'm no troll. I show my face. I talk shit. I show my face. I'm willing to travel. I'm willing to travel. And I'm just, I am feeling good today, actually, for real. I mean, yeah, hey, Mr. Hyde, it looks like it to me too, man. Let me go back to that real quick. It's big jawline bitch right here. Nah, I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Oh no. She might be genuine. She might be. But even the most genuine of us have agendas. Every one of us has an agenda. Yes, you may not know what your agenda is, but every single one of us has an agenda. Now, she has recently testified and says to Congress that Facebook is responsible for the algorithms that causes depression in young female humanoids and as well as adult female humanoids. And they purposely manipulate these algorithms to benefit the corporation. Now, with this being said, I would like to ask the question. Let me show my face while I ask this. How many of you responsible mothers are willing to take your daughters off, make them delete their accounts right now? How many of you responsible fathers are willing to take away your daughter's accounts? This is a question I would have to ask myself as well. I have daughters. Are you willing to have the conversation with your daughters about how Instagram and Facebook makes them feel purposely? How they purposely make you feel insecure? And would you, and in knowing this, does it make your social media experience on YouTube, on Instagram and Facebook, does it make it more comfortable? Or what's the word we could use? Does it? Give me a word. Give me a word. Knowing that Facebook and Instagram is purposely trying to cause depression in young female humanoids and adult female humanoids, does it make your social media, does that make the social media experience more eye-opening for you? Enjoyable? Are there certain things you going to avoid? Well, how can you avoid it when they control the algorithm? How? You can try to avoid it, but if they don't, she's also the big face, the big jawline woman. She's also says that the government, the federal government could help Facebook. The federal government can make Facebook safer and Instagram safer. I would like to ask her how. How? How has the federal government in the past 60 years made your life better? I'm not talking about the shit that also benefits them, like infrastructure, like the shit that they need, that you need, that we also need. Like, it's like saying, I cook for you. Motherfucker, you also cook for yourself. Like, you're cooking, it's a default. It's kind of like byproduct. Like, you're cooking so you can eat as well. But I'm talking about like benefit. What has the federal government done for you that benefits the whole of society as well? I'll wait for that answer. You might want to sit on that for a while because it has been proven and can be proven that big government does more harm and is the cause of disenfranchisement and not prosperity or, you know, like collective economic wealth. Many of us are living check to check. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. That's why, guess what? That's why many of you, just like myself, we got cash apps, don't we? We be telling motherfuckers, send us money for no reason. Well, I mean, maybe you have a reason. I've actually watched YouTubers tell their viewers to send them money for shit you should be able to acquire yourself. like you should be able. I've actually heard content creators be like, send me this amount of money so I can pay my light bill. I've actually seen YouTubers say, I need help with rent. Send me money because you watch my YouTube channel. Folks, I do this for fun. I do this as a hobby. I do this. Yes, if I could monetize this shit, of course I would. But I ain't dumb. YouTube ain't paying for this. YouTube ain't paying my rent. YouTube ain't paying my electric. YouTube ain't paying my phone bills. But YouTube is fun. I've actually been on YouTube panels with people. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna do it today. I ain't gonna do it today. I'm gonna wait. I got like YouTube / StreamYard streams ready to go that I haven't even jumped into the studio for. So I just wait on that. Like I said, today, come up, talk to me, say some shit. I dropped a link. There's no excuse. Let's just talk about anything. Shit. Yeah. We also talked about, remember this? Let me see. This is Witch Doctor Wednesday show. We talked about the verses line up. KRS-One verse Big Daddy Kane, BDK. Let me make it clear. I am going to be watching this verses without without choosing a winner. I'm not going. There's no winner. There's no loser for me because I am a fan of both of these artists, these MCs' music, but I lean more towards Big Daddy Kane because I wanted to be Big Daddy Kane at one point in time in my childhood, in my maturation. I wanted to be the BDK because he was the smoothest. I mean, come on, man. The motherfucker had he knew how to in a suit. He'd be in a suit. He'd be suited and booted. And I'm coming. I mean, come on, man. He was a fucking superhero to me. Big Daddy Kane. Yes, we all win. We all win with that battle. We all win. Especially if you are a hip hop head. If you're a hip hop head and like them going back and forth with let me tell you, man. You do know that when the bridge is over, when KRS-One does the bridge is over, I might kick a hole in somebody. I hope I'm somewhere safe. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I hear Big Daddy Kane say I don't know. When I hear RAW, a terrorist, here to bring trouble to. When I hear that, I may just lose my mind. And to see him still do it. Okay, so over the years, I have heard many young people somehow disrespect growing old. I would like to ask you, young people, what's the fucking alternative? Like, you're not going to stay young forever. You do know this, right? Like, did you at least pay attention in biology to that day in class? You're not going to stay young forever. You're going to grow old. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Great. Gray hair. It's in your future. If you have a future. If you have a future, you will be growing old. And the thing about growing old is you should try your very best to grow old gracefully. Try your very, very best to grow old gracefully. Don't don't let your age become an insecurity. Don't let every year that passes in your physical growth be the reason why you hate life. It's the dumbest shit ever. As you get older, you should be getting better. I don't know. I'm talking. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. Yeah, young people, like, what's the fucking alternative? Like, I know the alternative. If you don't want to grow old, okay, so when a plant loses its ability to thrive and live, it dies. Yeah. The same way, my friend. All of us are the same exact way. Either you're growing or you're dying. So we look, and the thing is, it's funny because young folks that clown older folks, please have remembrance of the day that you were 17 clowning a 25-year-old. Because when you make it to when you make it to 25, you could also apply all the dumb shit you said at 17 to yourself, you dumb fuck. There's no alternative. Grow old gracefully. Moving on. Well, there is an alternative, but you don't want that alternative. You can't come back and tell us if the alternative is better. So, face to face, and no one has still. I have dropped this goddamn link. I have dropped the link. Let's talk. I'm gonna drop it again. Shit, man, I tell you what. I'm gonna drop the link again. I feel like you should be. I feel like you should want to talk to me. Why not talk to me? I mean, come on, man. You got YouTubers. You got YouTubers who give you advice about life, and you literally see these motherfuckers do nothing. Nothing. They do nothing but YouTube. You see these motherfuckers do nothing but YouTube. You don't see them in their outside world. You don't see them cook. You don't see them. There's only very few YouTubers that I watch that actually are outside, that go outside, that do shit, that actually do shit outside. Okay, if you're gonna do YouTube, do it. But do something else while YouTubing. Multitask. Go outside, walk around, get some sun, and YouTube at the same time. You going on a trip? You YouTube anyway. Share that experience. Do something. You have YouTubers out there that tell you that you should have a luxury fucking vehicle. You should have a luxury car. And these motherfuckers do not have luxury cars. I'm going to say this again. You have YouTubers out here giving you advice. They actually call themselves YouTube mentors. Like, you should listen to them. You know who you are, you bitch ass nobody. But there are YouTubers out here that will tell you you should have a thin, beautiful, supermodel type woman. In fact, anything, the alternative is an embarrassment to you. This is what these YouTubers say. And you don't see these motherfuckers with one woman at all. Not all. You haven't seen them with one woman, but they're going to tell you what type of woman you should have. You haven't seen them with one. This is the type of bullshit you can find on YouTube. You have motherfuckers that are in different states, hundreds of miles away from each other. And these motherfuckers threaten each other's lives with harm and violence and death over YouTube. Over what is being said on YouTube. I at least show you my life. I at least show you what I am, who I am, what I do. And I stand 10 toes down and heel on everything I say. And I will come back and correct my error if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong. Man, I'm telling you. Exactly. Hey, let me tell you something. I've been married. Not gonna do it again. No time soon. No time soon. The one that I will be marrying, when she's ready, I'm ready. I think I'm gonna do it one more time. I think I'm gonna do it one more again, and be done with it. I can walk out of this existence, taking my last breath with a badass woman. She knows who she is. I sleep with her. But yeah, like my man, Mr. High said, ring up on YouTube. Yeah, like, I've only seen that once on YouTube, and that was years ago. Actually, a guy I'm not gonna say his name, YouTube name. I don't know what's wrong with him now. Actually, got a YouTube content creator asked his woman to marry him live on YouTube. That was dope. That was cool. And they actually got married. So yeah. But one day I think I'm about to start cooking. I'm a tripod. I'm a tripod my phone. Make me some else. Yeah. Still in Canada? Really? Come on. In and out of the chat. Y'all ain't gonna say shit. Word. Word. That's what we doing. All right. I appreciate you anyway, even if you're in here for 3 seconds, 2 seconds, one, you gave me that second, and I appreciate you. But no, I'm trying. Let me see something. I told you I'm a regular man. No, look, let me show you something. That's for later on. Don't even worry about that. That's for adult talking. When adults get together, they talk. I'm gonna try to share some of that conversation with you. Well, let me see. Y'all still ain't camming up. I fear me not. You know what? It's funny though because as soon as I jump in certain chat rooms, they get me up out of there. I put somebody got to say this shit. This is what I put. This is exactly what I put in the chat room. I put that right there in the chat room on certain YouTube content creators channels. As soon as they go live, and I put that hashtag in the chat room, I get blocked and deleted and put on timeout quick than a motherfucker. I don't mean no harm. I don't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing. Man, listen. I don't know why. I don't know why. I really don't. I'm trying to figure it out. It's like they don't want. It's like they fear the conversation. It's like they fear what I may say or may not say. Man, I ain't nobody. I'm just the hardest working shit talker. I consider myself, yes, the hardest working shit talker. Irk the Nerv. Yeah. I show my face. I have no issues doing this. I'm willing to have the conversation, man. Let's just talk, have fun. We can even bullshit. We can roast, signify, you know. Yeah. See, it's crazy though because I always say, man, just come up. It's funny because, like, these motherfuckers will hide behind their anonymity and say the most craziest shit that they would never say to a real live human being face to face, physically, and they feel good about it. Like they feel good afterwards. You know what I'm saying? This is also the dumbest shit I've ever. This is the dumbest shit. This is what I consider monkey shit. The monkey shit that I see on YouTube, which is very hilarious, is these motherfuckers that have 2, 3, 4, 5 hour lives. They be having the longest live streams ever. And then they delete they shit. That is time you will never get back, folks. You will never get that time. You remember when we talked earlier about growing? Like time has an important part of growth and decay. like that's time you'll never get back. You are wasting your fucking time. You are on 5 fucking hour panels, and then the evidence of you even existing on that panel is gone forever. They delete the shit. You are stupid. You just gave 5 of those hours that you can't get back to a motherfucker that don't give a fuck about your hours. In fact, they don't give a fuck about their own hours. They delete their fucking shows. MFB, show your fucking face if you want me to show you love, show your face. Wave high, wave at me. Wave at me. Peace, there we go. We in here.
Yo, what's up, man? Yo, I'm blocked at your chat, man. My screen name is blocked from your chat for some reason.
Oh, this is Mike from Boston.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What you say, man?
Just chilling, man. No, I was in your chat. I was asking you a bunch of questions about the fight that's coming up day or tomorrow night, and you weren't answering. So I was like, shit, let me check. And
Hold on.
you
Let me
fixed
see.
it.
Let me see if I can fix this real quick, Mike, from Boston while you're there. So let me see real quick. I'm gonna do this.
It's all good, man. You don't have to do it right now. I just wanted to let
Now,
you
you
know.
know,
Maybe.
I said that I purposely block anyone that follows Kevin Incels because he's a piece of shit. But
Oh, okay.
you know, but since I would like to have more conversations about boxing with you, because I know that you are a boxing aficionado, as far as what I understand of you, you know what I'm saying? And you know a lot about boxing, so I like to have the conversation about boxing. Hold on, I'm gonna
Yeah,
unblock you real
I'm
quick.
neutral. I'm neutral with that. I mean, like, whatever you got issues you got with Kevin and Sales, man. Like, I stay out of that shit, man. It's not my business. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't pick sides.
And I get it, man. You know, I just feel like, you know, he's a contradiction beyond measure. And I mean, and I can deal with certain contradictions, but my thing is this: when he's consistently a contradiction, and it is. I got you, Mike from Boston. You should be in there.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Go ahead and throw something in the chat room. Let me make sure. But as far as it goes, man, I just feel like, you know, if you know, he says one thing that really irritates me is he says, you know, all are welcome to cam up, all are welcome to cam up except me.
Oh, so is that your? Because I was going to ask you because I remember you used to be over there, and I used to see you on the panel all the time. So I never really understood what happened between you two that made when you got pissed off at him or whatever. Because I thought you guys were cool like up until a few months ago at least, right?
No, we are. No, it's like I don't have any like real ill will. You know what I'm saying, for him, or you know, I nothing like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know the guy. Like I know him from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I just feel
Yeah.
like that, you know, when someone presents a certain character, you just run with that. You know what I'm saying? And his character to me, like, okay, like the shit that he like, do you think he stands on anything, Mike from Boston? Like the shit that he espouses, the shit that he espouses from his mouth when he speaks on women and wealth development. Do you actually think he stands for anything he says?
Well, here's the thing, man, about YouTube is the fact is we'll never know because we're never going to see his actual life, so we kind of have to just
No, that's not
take it
true
for
because there are. Mike from Boston, you're being disingenuous. There are YouTubers out here that actually show you their lives. There are people out here that say, I have a Tesla. And then when
I forgot about
no,
that Tesla shit. I forgot about that whole Tesla thing, man. So let me just make sure I understand. So you're saying that the stuff that he talks about in his channel, his point of view, he doesn't actually live by those words, and he doesn't act in accordance.
well, there are people out there that say that they have things or have done things, and they actually will show and prove that these things have been done. You know what I'm saying? By them when they make the claim. Now, you can make the claim that you have many, many different degrees. You can make that claim. But the claim is not valid until you prove it to be true. You can make the claim that you have dated a plethora of supermodels, but we can't see you with a woman, not one woman. You call men who have a let's just say this: men who would say that Gabrielle Union is a 9. he would say she's a 4 and you should do better. Well, if that's the case, let me see your 9. Let me see your 9. He doesn't have a 9. He doesn't have a 9 to present, and he never. Why speak on it? Why even speak on it then? You can't tell me to do better when you yourself can't even do the better that you speak of.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, man, and I have to agree with you on that one point. Is that I don't agree with his ranking, the way he ranks women, the way he rates them. Like, I mean, I think he's way too harsh on women. Like, you know, that I normally would give like an 8 or a 9 to, he'd give him like a 3 and shit. You know what I mean?
And he does that. He it's bullshit psychology. It's like it's the dummy. It's the shit that people used to do in high school. It's like you like the girl in high school. She sits at a certain table in the cafeteria. You like her, but everyone knows you like her. But you tell everyone, oh, she ain't shit. She's the scum of the earth, and you degrade her in every shape, form, or fashion when you masturbate to her in secrecy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I see what you're saying, man. Like, you know, just personally, you know, I've been, like, obviously I don't know him either, but from what I know of him, he's a good guy. In my opinion, he's a good guy. So I mean, like, I got to stand on what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I support him. I fuck with him. So I'm not gonna come over here and you know, like.
No, I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to come over here and bash him. No, sir. Because I can do that myself.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I just want to, like, you know, because it would be disingenuous of me then just to come and like pick on like little things about him. But like, you know, I mean, shit, man, we're all on this YouTube space together. I think you two guys, both of you guys, I mean, I actually liked when you used to come over there because you guys would have good interactions, you and him, even if you disagreed on a point. You guys would actually have intelligent conversations about that point instead of just your average bickering that you hear on normal YouTube panels.
And that's what irritates me about him, Mike from Boston, because you know we would have these conversations, but I think the longer we have these conversations, the more it will be revealed that he is not as intelligent as he seems. That's why he resorts to going back to the Mike 777 antics. Let's talk about pussy farts and whatever else, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the silly, mundane bullshit so he can avoid the more serious conversations.
Well, I think honestly, man, like I bet you, because from what this is just my opinion, based on what I've seen, it seems like you guys started to have like more issues when Shauna was on the panels and you were interacting with her, and that kind of created a wedge between you and him.
I think Shauna has basically, Chubby Shauna has came over and took over his show. He's proclaiming himself to be a red pill, and his show is controlled by a woman that we do not know or see, but she shares many opinions, but we never get to see the face that holds these opinions. In fact, she does this purposely because she herself stands on nothing.
I actually am one of the few people who have actually seen her. I've seen Shauna before. So I think I'm like the only person besides maybe.
Is she a 9?
She's a good looking girl, and she's.
Is she a 9, Mike from Boston?
A 9? I don't know. I mean, a 9 is. It depends on what you're doing it by. I mean, I give her a 7 at least. I mean, at least a 7. She's pretty. She's a good looking girl.
So your 7 would be in Labudo's mind a 3.
I mean, well, I'm not going to say that.
Come on,
in some
Mike from
cases, we
Boston.
agree.
You have heard him speak.
Well, in some cases, he has a very different. Because if you look at some of the girls that he gives a 10, they're like girls that I would give a 3 to. You know what I mean? Like, so like we differ on shit. Like, he likes real tall, like, and I like petite women. Like, I like petite women, and he likes like real tall women. And it's funny because he's actually like in real life he's short, and and I'm taller than him. But he for some reason he thinks these big tall women are attractive. I don't see it. So our scales are just off. We just have different tastes.
He's admittedly 5'6", and he's attracted to the women that he can't have. Most women that are not. Most women that are 5'9" and up above are not looking for 5'6" men, and he knows that, and it irritates the fuck out of him.
Well, why do you feel like that Sean has taken over his show? Because I mean, from what I can see, he's pretty much stuck to his main content since before she even was around. Like, he still his content has stayed the same, in my opinion, unless you see that it's different in some way that I'm not aware of.
Do we have any proof of this, Mike from Boston? Because every time you jump on a panel 3 to 4 hours, after that live, he deletes that stream or puts it on private. You have no proof. You have no proof of what stance he really stands on.
Well,
because he says a whole lot of shit, and then he blocks, he deletes the stream, so you have no proof of where he stands. You have none.
Well, I mean, I can't prove it. I can't prove it to someone else. I'm just saying, in my own mind, I've been, I'm familiar with him. I've been on other shows with him, and he's pretty much the same guy since I've been aware of him. So I can't say that I feel like his content has shifted in any way from his original. His purpose on YouTube as far as the red pill stuff goes. He's pretty much kept it red pill, from what I can see, at least. That's just my opinion. But if you think that he's changed it up because of her, then that may be
Mike
the case.
from Boston. Mike from Boston. Are there better examples of so-called red pillars out there?
Of course, there's always going to be. There's that coach. I don't know the guy's name.
Yes, Coach Greg Adams, whom he also parakeets.
Yeah, and those guys are 100% strictly red pill content. I mean, Kevin's content is it's like 80%
magenta
red pill and 20%
magenta,
like just like having fun
magenta
and shit, like joking around and trolling and shit. Yeah.
Because he's ultimately a troll. He's no one of real pertinent content. He's a troll.
I don't know, man.
Would you agree?
I can't agree with that.
I didn't question if you liked his content. I asked you if you agreed.
I think he has good content. I think he knows how to bring people to the show. He knows how to keep people engaged for those long periods of time that he's on there. I mean, I go there and I watch his show, and usually when I can, I try to catch a show. So in my opinion, I think he does deliver good content. I mean, I'm not, but that's for my taste. You know what I mean?
Okay. Good content as in how, Mike? I'm trying to understand what is good content, because if his content is good, then holy shit, there are phenomenal YouTubers out there way better than him.
Well,
like,
example,
what is the intrinsic value of his content?
Well, he presents a topic at the beginning of the show, and he has an opinion on that topic, and he spends the show pretty much.
But if his opinion is bullshit, why does it matter?
I mean, but an opinion really can't. I mean, opinions are, what opinions are. I mean, they can always be bullshit if you don't agree with them, but he does use facts to back up his opinions in you know, in most of the cases that we're talking about. I mean, he's not just like
Example,
pulling out his
please.
ass.
Quick, Mike.
I mean, just
Example.
for example, the last topic I can remember that he did was okay, so the show he did about the woman who on a talk show, you know, how she was trying to say she was upset about all the coverage that the missing woman had gotten. You know, the girl, the famous case right now that's going on where the woman is missing and her boyfriend's in the wind and he killed her or whatever. He did a show about how this other woman talk show host was mad that the case was getting so much coverage and was complaining about how, you know, African American missing and like murdered women don't get the same coverage. And his point of view was it's inappropriate to make that type of argument on the same day that they found this missing woman's dead body. And I had to agree with him, and I mean, yeah, I thought it was completely inappropriate, and he did use the facts of the case to back up his statements.
That was confusing, kind of draining. Okay,
sorry, it's hard to explain. I don't know the name of the woman who we're talking about, but you know what I'm talking. You know who I'm referring to, right? The woman in the news who was killed by her boyfriend, supposedly. He's now wanted by the FBI.
Gabby,
whatever her name is. So this other woman who runs a talk show, her name is Joy something or other. On the day that they found this Gabby's body, they found her body. So, like, you know, they were able to say that she's now deceased. We've recovered her body. On that same day, this Joy woman went on her show and said, "Why is this case getting so much attention? If, you know, and all these black girls that have been missing, why don't they get the same attention?" And Kevin's argument was it's inappropriate to do that on the same day that they have found this missing woman's body. If you're going to make that point, you don't do it while the family is grieving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't know how the facts of the case would make his opinion more relevant than the opinion that is her show, and she can say whatever the fuck she wants to on whatever particular day it is.
Yeah, she can, but this was his argument, and I have to say that it made sense to me. So, for example, he stated that this woman is the only reason why she was saying the things that she was saying was for clout and for content and to get views, and that she never would have brought up the topic if it wasn't such a hot topic. And he said, "How come if you're so?" He asked this woman theoretically, if you're so gung ho about, you know, finding these missing and murdered minority females, why haven't you done anything yourself to further that cause and use your platform? Since you have a national platform, why haven't you used your platform to, you know, go out and try to get some of this stuff done? And why haven't you brought this topic up on any other occasion, but you're just choosing to do it now because it just happens to be in the news?
Okay, so are you willing to stand on the edge of those words and say that, what's her name, Joyce?
Her name was Joy something.
Joy?
Do you know who it is? Joy. Her name is Joy.
She has a show on is it? I forgot what news channel that is.
Yeah, but yeah, you know who I'm talking about, though.
I know who you're talking about. Now, let me ask you: are you willing to go ahead and say, without any research, to say that she has not done one particular case of a minority female being missing or being in harm's way or being subjected to some form of violence, and she's never done a show on it? Are you willing Just because he said that it didn't happen on his show, are you willing to say that that's a fact?
No, of course I can't. But
Okay.
However, he presented it as, that this woman,
Well, see, that's the thing about propaganda, Mike. If you present it right, if you present it the way that you want to present it, it can seem true.
Okay, well that makes sense. But my question to you is, why would he go out of his way to put forth misinformation in this case?
Because he has an agenda as well.
Well, in what way? What agenda do you think he's trying to further?
I would say he has an agenda to espouse the red pill ideology that he has heard other real red pillers say, and espouse it as if it was his own, but it's not. And then he takes trending conversation and blends it with the information he parakeets.
Okay. Well, in this particular, in this particular topic, I don't know if I'd really call it a red pill topic. Would you say? I mean, it's kind of just more of an opinion topic. I didn't really see it as being like a red pill type situation. It just kind of was like a trending news topic. You know what I mean?
He kind of espouses red pill information in almost everything he says.
That's true.
You do know Patrice O'Neal, right?
I'm familiar with the name. I don't know.
Patrice O'Neal, the comedian that passed away. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal, great comedian. He had Natalie Holloway. He had the joke about Natalie Holloway.
Oh, okay.
And how she went to the Caribbean and how she became missing and shit, and later found out that it was a dude that did it, but the dude
she was the young blonde woman who got killed, right? Or went missing. Yeah.
Now Patrice O'Neal, before he passed, he did a stand-up show, and he actually has a joke where he says that attractive so-called white women get more radio play or newsworthy than so-called black women and so-called minority women. He has a very funny joke about it. Now,
I would agree with what you're saying. I mean, it's true. Yeah, they do get more coverage. I mean, that's a fact.
Because we live in a racist, racist system that is based upon racialist propaganda and ideology. So of course it's going to happen.
But in this particular case, though, we were talking about this Gabby, woman. Regardless of whether or not, this woman is being talked about because she's a white female, my feeling about it is that regardless of that, on the day that the girl's body is discovered and her family is grieving, it's not the right day to go on and say and to make that argument. It's not right etiquette, because think about if you were the family member, you were her father of the girl that they had just been found killed.
But that would be a moral and ethical opinion, Mike.
Well, I'm just saying, as a moral, coming from a moral objective, I mean, I just don't think that that's right to do, because I can put myself in the shoes of her family, and I wouldn't appreciate that, someone talking about my daughter who was just found killed like that. I wouldn't like it.
Could you apply that way of thinking to anything, Mike? If anyone's daughter or son was in some situation where opinions are being thrown and they're maybe not the right time for those opinions, do you think?
I mean, it depends on like a specific case, but in this case, I think it's true that it was the wrong time and the wrong place on that day. You just don't do that. Certain common etiquette, you don't do that. You give respect to the family members of a person who's just been found killed. I feel like that's just the right thing to do.
Okay, pointing out the disparities in media coverage amongst so-called racists, why would that be a disrespectful moment in time when if it is in fact true?
Whether or not it's true, you have to remember that this woman's family members, they're not the ones. We don't know anything about them. They could be completely innocent and not racist or anything at all. So they shouldn't have to be made to suffer in any way because of something else, because of an issue, because we live in a racist society. That's not these people's fault. They just lost their daughter to a homicide. Give them the respect of not talking about her on the day that her body is found. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not sure if I agree with you, Mike, because I feel like if you speak about it the day before or the day after, it wouldn't matter if it's the truth. The disparities within the way that these situations are coverage is obvious and at times blatant. So why not be able to point it out in the moment?
I mean, yeah, no, like I said, I agree with you that there is a disparity in the way that these things are reported, but just for the sake of the family and the people that are close to the woman who's now dead, if you're gonna bring up this situation like that, maybe don't do it on the day that her body is found. It has a more negative impact on those people who are grieving. I mean, why not just give it a couple of days or give it a week or whatever, and then bring it up?
Okay. Well, I want to ask you something else, Mike. If we can move on from this subject, because we're going to have to agree to disagree on that. I feel like I think it may be the proper moment. I actually think when we have to deal with situations like this.
Okay.
I think the fact that Gabby was already some form of social media influencer and social media content creator made it more newsworthy.
I didn't even know that she was. Was she a blogger?
Well, she was blogging. Her and her boyfriend was blogging their road trips.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know that much.
And this was before she came up missing and stinking. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
So I think that is more. I think that makes for a more newsworthy story than the woman that absolutely does nothing that we know of socially, and this comes missing, like millions of women out there today.
Yeah, I know. I understand where you're coming from. Definitely.
So let me ask you, Mike, why do you choose to spend 2 to 3 hours on a panel only to see that your information is never going to be seen because the stream was deleted or set to private as soon as the stream was? Because that will never happen here, right? You do know that this stream right here, Mike, will be seen forever. You will be heard and seen forever. As long as I have Somebody Gotta Say This Shit YouTube channel, Mike, your views and opinions on this particular stream will be known.
To answer your question, I mean, I don't really go on there for the purpose of being. I never really thought of it as like I want to be part of the the content creation, it's usually just that I'm at work sitting in my car because I spend a lot of time in my car for what I do for my job. I spend hours and hours driving and sitting in my car. I'm usually just bored and I'm just, I'm listening to what they're talking about and I get in on it. So it doesn't bother me. I mean, shit, like, and no one's going back to try to find what I said about shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just partaking in the conversation.
Do you feel any type of way when you do? I mean, see, for you, Mike, it's kind of different because you're not completely wasting your time. You're on the clock, if I could say that respectfully. You're on the clock. You're getting paid. You're getting paid however you get paid. You get paid for doing what you're doing while interacting with the panel, enjoying his form of content.
Yep.
But does it make you feel any type of way that you may have shared something that you felt that was important and that information would never be seen because the stream was deleted?
I mean, I don't feel any type of way because I never looked at it or I never intend to.
So you never intended to rewatch? You never intended to rewatch the rebroadcast ever? Like, do you ever watch rebroadcast of you jumping on someone's panel?
No, I actually don't. I almost never do that. Actually, I can't even remember. The only rebroadcasts I watch, it's definitely it's shit that I haven't seen. Once I've seen something, I kind of like am bored with it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't go back and listen to some old shit that I was on because I already know what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you were there.
Yeah.
I personally think it's a complete waste of time, especially if you're not using your time productively. Like if you're not getting paid while you're on the panel outside of YouTube, and there is definite monetary gain going on while you're wasting 2 to 3 to 4 hours of your life. I mean, I just feel like you could be doing something better. But let me ask you, Mike, this is the real question. Now we're about to get into it, Mike, me and you.
Okay.
Anthony Joshua,
man. He got fucking worked over, man. He got beat up. I didn't see that coming, man. I did not think he was gonna win that fight. I mean, I didn't think he was gonna lose that fight, but he did in dramatic fashion. So he's got to hold that L.
Mike, you're being too nice, Mike. You're being too nice. Tell the truth. Tell me what you feel out. Tell me the thoughts you feel about that fight that you would not readily say on YouTube.
I'd pretty much say anything on it about that as far as it goes to Anthony Joshua. I never was a huge believer in Anthony Joshua. I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think that he's the best in the heavyweight division. I don't think that he can compete with people like that guy, Alexander Usyk, or guys like Tyson Fury. And I just think he's an okay, he's a good fighter. He's a good heavyweight, but he's not. He doesn't deserve to be at the very top and hold all those belts. I mean, and we've seen now twice him lose in dramatic fashion in a very short period of time.
Yeah, Usyk exposed him badly. That was horrible. Anthony Joshua, I don't think there's I think he's been exposed too much. I honestly don't. I don't think there's anything that's going to change the trajectory of his career. There's no great change. There's no coach out there. Maybe possibly keeping his ass away from pussy would help.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
Maybe.
You know what? Was so devastating about that loss is that Anthony Joshua was in great shape. He can't there's no excuse like he was feeling sick or whatever. He fought as good a fight as he could. He did the best that he possibly could. I'm not saying he fought a bad fight. I think he gave the best performance that we can expect from him. However, he's just not good enough to box with a guy like that. Like Alexander Usyk is just too much better than he is. And we can't.
He got on his unicycle. He got on his unicycle early in the fight. He was backstepping from the fourth round up. He was it's horrible.
He should not be. A guy his size. He's got this big size advantage over Usyk.
He should be the aggressor.
Exactly. He needed to use his size and his strength to his advantage. He shouldn't be trying to box with the guy. That's what you don't do. You don't box a boxer if you're not a boxer. He's a puncher. He's a big puncher. He should have just done that instead of trying to stay on the outside. And he allowed Usyk to do whatever he wanted to do. Usyk was dancing around him all night. AJ was missing almost all of his shots, and AJ wasn't ever putting any pressure on Usyk. So Usyk controlled the pace of the fight. He controlled the ring generalship, where they were in the ring. He just dominated everything completely.
Now, do you think the good doctor may have exposed Joshua? And he doesn't want to get hit like that again.
Oh, you talking about Klitschko?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could make the argument that, well, I think maybe it would be more, because think back to the fight that they had with Klitschko and
now the reason why, hold on, let me quantify what I'm saying though. Klitschko, now Anthony Joshua, and he stood in the pocket. Let's just talk about the last fight between them two. Stood in the pocket with him the entire fight. Did not run. What's the difference? Why was Usyk different?
Well, this is my opinion. I think that what happened in the Andy Ruiz fight, when he got knocked out in that fight, I think it made him a lot more tentative as a fighter. Back before that fight, he was willing to exchange, like you said, in the pocket with guys like Vladimir Klitschko. But now, after he had that experience with Andy Ruiz catching him in their inside exchange, it seems like he's a little bit afraid to mix it up. He doesn't like getting hit. He doesn't like getting hit hard. He's experienced it. He doesn't like it.
I think he doesn't like getting hit anymore.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. So that would explain why he's allowing a guy like Usyk to control the distance and everything, and he's not putting his foot on the gas and really going after him. He's not committing to his punches like the way he should in order to knock a guy like that out. That should be his objective. His objective should be like, look, this guy's smaller. He's a good boxer, so I'm not going to try to fuck around with box him. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to knock his ass out. That should have been his objective from the beginning.
I agree. That we both can agree on. Now, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Wilder's looking good.
I don't know, man.
Wilder's looking. Come on, Mike. You got Instagram like I got Instagram. You see Wilder training. He looks good.
He looks good, but can't anybody look good when they're just hitting the pads, though? I mean, we haven't seen him actually in the ring with anyone else. Like, we just seen him hitting the pads.
I think it may be too early to see that footage of him actually sparring.
I mean, yeah, of course they're not. They would never release the sparring footage because that shit is sacred. They don't. It's what happens in sparring stays in sparring, as they say. But here's the thing, though. I watched that fight last year with Tyson Fury, and what I saw was a guy, Deontay Wilder, get beat up. It was one of the worst beatings I've seen in a long time in boxing. And I don't believe that it's possible for, even if it's been a year or however long, I don't think that Wilder has enough time to learn the skills necessary to come back and beat a guy that's that much better than he is. I mean, Tyson Fury's a monster, and I feel like he's got Wilder's number, man. He knows how to beat him, and he demonstrated that. I don't know what Wilder can really do at this point. I mean, what can he do?
I mean, he could add combination punches to his arsenal. He could see, that's the thing. Wilder can't rely on the big punch, the big bomb anymore.
Exactly.
Everyone knows a way around that now.
Well,
he's been, and like you said, Tyson Fury exposed that. There's ways around the big punch, the big bomb.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you do when it doesn't work? Because we saw it in both fights, Wilder landed the right hand in both fights, and it didn't work. It didn't work in the second fight, especially, and he had no backup plan. Once he hit Fury with that right hand, and Fury took it, there was nothing he could do, because he was like, I thought he was going to get knocked out. Shit, the guy's still coming at me. He had no answer for it. He had no backup plan, no plan B. And you're right. He does need to add in combination punching. However, he should have known how to do that 15 or 20 years ago in his career. He shouldn't just be learning now how to throw punches in combination.
Yeah, but Wilder doesn't have a 15, 20-year career, though. You do know that. He was a football player.
I mean, I'm just saying, though, he's been a professional fighter for long enough where he has mastered the basics, and he has not mastered the basics at this point. I mean, he doesn't throw. His feet are always in the wrong position.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He makes a lot of amateur mistakes. Even in the new footage I've seen of him shadow boxing, I see him making mistakes even then. Like, for example, he's ducking under, punches that are coming at him, be that imaginary, while he's backing up. You don't do that. If you're gonna duck, you have to be, you move forward. You do it moving forward.
Forward movement, yeah.
So that's a big mistake.
Forward or lateral.
You can't do that in the fight with Fury, because a guy like Fury has the experience to exploit all of that shit, all those mistakes. Fury can exploit all of that shit and really make him pay the price like he did in that second fight.
I agree.
So I just made a prediction video on the fight, and this is my official. I'll just say what I think.
Hold on. You heard it here first. Mike from Boston is already making predictions on this fight.
Yeah. So this is what's going to happen. It's Wilder is going to lose by. It's either going to be he gets stopped. Referee stops the fight, or this is the alternative to that. If Wilder finds himself getting dominated in there again, and he realizes that there's nothing he can do, I could see possibly, just based off of pure emotion, I could see him doing something to get himself disqualified from the fight, so he doesn't have to get stopped. Kind of like the way Mike Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear. And years later, he said that the reason he did it was because he was pissed off and he was frustrated, and he didn't want to. He wanted to get out of the fight.
Well, Mike Tyson has said many different things about that moment in time. He said that he was pissed that Holyfield was hitting him hard.
Yeah, and he was headbutting him and shit.
Yeah, he was pissed about the headbutts. He was pissed about the uppercuts. I think he's settling on the fact that he was just angry.
Right. So, but couldn't you see, like, just based on the history and all the emotion that's tied up in this fight, couldn't you see? Because Wilder's got a lot of pride. He's got a lot of pride, so he's not going to want to have he doesn't want a repeat of that second fight. So, I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if, he's getting beat up, and then we start seeing him throwing low blows and doing shit that he knows is going to get him disqualified. So he doesn't have to say later on, yeah, I got my ass kicked, 2 times in a row stopped by Tyson Fury.
Whoa. So you're saying he's going to purposely try to get himself disqualified?
I think that if he has the opportunity, unless Fury can go in there and stop him quickly, I think that, yeah, I think that it's a possibility. Again, this is just my opinion. I it could be wrong. I can just, based on everything that's going on with this fight and all the emotion involved, I could see that type of thing happening. But either way, I see Wilder leaving this fight as the loser. I just can't see it happening. I don't see any scenario where he wins this fight. I can't see it.
You know what? Damn, this is 2 times in a row on the same stream, Mike. I agree with you. I think Tyson is I've said it on my Instagram page. I've said it before the fight, and I've said it afterwards. Tyson Fury is a better boxer. He's more textbook. He has more experience, and Tyson Fury is a much better combination puncher than Wilder.
Yeah, and you know what else is the thing is that Wilder's whole career he's relied on that right hand, but this is one case where even if he lands the right hand and he lands it clean, we saw it happen in the first fight. Fury got up from Wilder's best shot, so it's not like all these other fights. Like, even if he lands that right hand, there's no guarantee that he's going to knock Fury out. Even if he happens to catch him clean, which is very difficult with a guy like Fury.
I agree again, because Fury is an actual boxer. He knows how to box, and he doesn't rely on his size and the single punch. You know what I'm saying? The knockout punch. He doesn't rely on that. He very well can. We have seen him in his past do the knockout thing, but Tyson Fury is not afraid to go the distance and take him all the way to the last 3 rounds and wear his ass out. So
yeah,
that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to go all the way to the. I mean, if I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction, I'm going to say I don't think there's going to be any knockouts. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
So you think it's going to be a decision win for Tyson Fury?
I think it'd be a unanimous decision win for Tyson Fury. It would have to be a complete change in the way Wilder approaches boxing for him to win.
Yeah, I agree.
And with what you said, Mike, I feel like he hasn't had enough time to make those changes.
Yep, that's exactly what that's the main thing is the fact that you can't expect him to be able. It's too much to ask of anybody, because what we saw last time.
You're asking a barbarian to be tactical.
Yeah, and think about it, like, if you saw someone get beat up that way, the way that Fury beat him up was like the way that he would beat me up. You know what I mean? Just like someone that has no chance. How could you expect somebody to be able to master the sport of boxing? Like, it's just too much to ask of a guy in such a short period of time. Maybe if he was younger and he had a lot more time, but the guy, Wilder's 35 years old. He's no spring chicken in there, man.
Yeah, and especially when he's relied so much on the big punch and his weight. Whenever a boxer has a man of that size backpedaling, that's a bad deal for him. I think he's going to be backpedaling. I don't think he's going to try it. I think he's going to be too nervous about getting hit with the counter. So he's not going to try the big punch. I think he's going to try to box with Tyson Fury, and I think he's going to lose.
Oh, God, that's going to be a disaster if he does that, man. If he goes in there and he tries to box with Fury, man, Can you imagine what that's gonna look like, man? Like, oh man, because we never really even seen Wilder try to box with anybody, really. I mean, like maybe
Nope.
when he fought Bermain Severn, I feel like Wilder was better back then, man. To be honest, like 2015, that Wilder was a better boxer than this Wilder we see today.
So let me ask you: do you think we'll ever see a Wilder Joshua?
I don't think so, man, because that's what bothers me so much about the sport of boxing is we should have seen that fight
Years ago.
We should have seen that in 2018, 2019. I mean, it was the perfect time. They both were newly crowned champions, and we could have had an undisputed heavyweight champion the first time since Lennox Lewis, which was 2003.
Absolutely.
And we didn't get it because of bullshit politics in the sport of boxing, and it sucked. And it's not just that fight. You can look at the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight. We're never going to see that fight.
Hold on. Slow it down. Slow all the way the fuck down. Because now you're talking about my guy.
Which one you got?
Now you're talking about my motherfucker. TC.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford, man. I think he'd rock Errol Spence, man. To be honest with you, but
ain't nobody fucking with TC, man. They've been ducking. They ducking TC, man.
That's a fact. They have been ducking everybody. No one wants to fight that guy, man.
Nobody.
Man, no one wants to fight that. I wouldn't want to fight that guy, man. You see him the way he does the guys that get in the ring with him, man. He has knocked out every guy. When's the last time he didn't stop someone? I can't even remember the last time he fought 12 rounds.
Hey, boy, the last fight he was in was just beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, Kell Brook. He fought that guy, man. Yeah, he got him out of there fast too, man. That happened really fast. It took one punch to change the whole fight.
Man, I'm so sick of everyone claiming that they're willing to fight Terrence Crawford, but no one has signed you can't say he ducking. He ain't ducking shit.
Nope,
he ain't ducking. He's ready. He's ready.
People say that I always hear these fucking people on here on YouTube saying that Terrence Crawford is the one who's ducking Errol Spence, and I don't know what the fuck where they're coming from. I cannot see.
What are they talking about, Mike?
I don't know. They're like they're not paying attention to reality, man. Like it's not realistic. This guy Crawford has been trying to fight he'll fight anybody. He's been trying to get this fight with Errol Spence done now for I don't know how long, but it's been ever since he got to the welterweight division and he became a champion. Errol Spence said, well, first go get a belt. So what does he do? Terrence Crawford goes and he gets a belt in his first fight at welterweight. He beats who did he beat for the WBO again? He went over to England and he beat Jeff Horn. He beat Jeff Horn. He got
Horn.
So then he says, "Hey, I got the belt. Now let's fight." And then Errol Spence says, "Well, no. Now I want to go get the other belts, and then I'll fight you after I got those belts." So he goes and he gets those other belts, and he still has not fought Terrence Crawford. It's a clear duck.
Yeah, hold on. I want to make sure this is right. Who did he beat for the IBO?
The IBF, you mean?
What'd you say, Mike?
Did you say he beat Kell Brook for the IBF? Errol Spence did, and 2000. I guess it was 2017. Was it? Yeah, I think it was 2017. He beat Kell Brook for the IBF strap.
I thought it was okay. I'm reading in Dongo. Your boy Julius. Yeah. 2016.
Which belt did he win? Which belt was that?
That was the IBF, and the IBO was Felix Diaz.
Oh, so wait, so what belt did he win off of Kell Brook then? I thought that was the IBF.
Kell Brook, WBO.
Oh, that was the no. It couldn't be because Terrence Crawford is the WBO.
Hold on. Kell Brook, before rounds. I am reading. No, you're right. He was already WBO champion, sir. You're absolutely correct. Let me see. Ooh. So what did he beat? What did he take from me?
I think he got
the welterweight title. Retains the welterweight title. Retains it. Dongo.
I don't think he got a belt off in Dongo, did he?
It says in 2016. Dongo, yeah.
Because I know he beat he beat Kell Brook for the IBF. Then he beat Sean Porter for the WBC. So that's 2. And he never had the WBA because Manny Pacquiao had the WBA.
Okay, the IBF belt was held by Julius Ndongo and was taken from him by Terrence Crawford. I'm reading that on Terrence Crawford's record.
Julius Ndongo. Terrence Crawford beat him for the IBF. That may have been the lightweight, the 140, the 140-pound belt. I think. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up on BoxRec because actually this has got me curious. I should remember this shit.
Yeah, it's a lot to remember though.
Yeah, because think about it. There's only 4 belts. Manny Pacquiao had the WBA. Sean Porter,
it says that Ndongo in his career has held the WBA, the IBF, and IBO belts between 2016 and 2017.
Are you looking on BoxRec? Or I'm going to BoxRec right now. Let's see. Terrence Crawford. Okay, yeah. See, that was okay. So when he beat Julius Ndongo, that was when he became undisputed at 140 pounds at junior welterweight. So he unified all the belts in the light the light welterweight division, the 140 pound. Then he went from there, and he dropped all those belts because he moved up to 147 pounds. And his first fight was against Jeff Horn, and he won the WBO 147 pound belt there. So because he had to obviously when he moved up in weight, he had to drop all of his belts, the WBC, the WBA, IBF, WBO, and Kell Brook. Man, I feel bad for Kell Brook, to be honest with you, man, because he was gonna be a hell of a fighter until Triple G fucking broke his face and shit, man.
Yeah, Triple G's a monster though. Triple G is a fucking machine.
Yeah, man.
He's a machine.
I feel like nowadays, man, people forget how good he was at one point. Like he's not as good. He's old now. He's 40 years old. But there was a time when Triple G was the guy that nobody wanted to fucking, everyone knew that if you got in the ring with him, you were getting knocked out. And in my opinion, he beat Canelo Alvarez in that first fight, no question about it. I don't see
Oh,
any
absolutely,
way.
absolutely.
It was absurd for them
Yeah,
to.
oh, come on, man. Who was in the judges' pockets that night?
I mean, fucking Oscar De La Hoya, man. He totally. I mean, think about it. Fucking Canelo Alvarez, one of the judges in the fight was Floyd Mayweather, and when Canelo Alvarez got completely dominated by Floyd Mayweather, he won. Canelo won no rounds. One of the judges scored that fight a draw. So it's like that's how you know that certain fighters are getting special privileges because
Yeah.
it just
Oh, yeah.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that you are constantly having judges giving Canelo Alvarez breaks. Like you have it in the Floyd Mayweather fight, you have it in the Triple G fight, and you also have it in the Erislandy Lara fight. I think Canelo may have lost that fight as well. I think at the very least it was a draw, but Canelo always gets that extra little push when he needs it, and it's bullshit because he should have a loss. He should have another loss on his record. Triple G beat him in that first fight, beat him fair and square. Everyone agreed. I didn't remember hear anyone say that Triple G lost that fight or that fight was a draw. So that's what I hate about this sport, man. There's too much politics and bullshit involved. Like other sports, we don't have to worry about that shit. We don't have to worry about teams not playing each other and shit. Like, imagine if in football, the two best teams didn't play each other. Like, we'd be like, what the fuck? Like, we don't have to wait years to see that shit. We see it every single year in the Super Bowl. But not in
Yeah.
boxing. In boxing, we gotta deal with the bullshit, man. The fucking politics. It's ridiculous, man.
It is ridiculous. It is.
One thing I can't stand about this sport, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely true. The boxing commission has fucked up boxing, professional boxing, I should say. And the politics within boxing, the different corporations within boxing, there's so many great matchups that should have been already had.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. But hey,
and
man,
we know that
gotta,
money and politics are the reason why we haven't seen these fights. Like the fact that we haven't had Lomachenko versus Davis.
Oh yeah, we'll never see that fight, man. It just Floyd Mayweather won't let his guy get in there with Lomachenko because he's not gonna put the guy in a position where he could lose because he knows that there's a good chance that Gervonta Davis might lose that fight.
Hold on. Tank ain't no motherfucking pushover. In fact, I think that Tank Davis would give Lomachenko a run for his money.
Oh, he would. It would be a good fight. It would be a great fight. But the problem is that Floyd.
Salute to you, and dog. Much respect to your brother.
If you think about it, though, we haven't gotten the opportunity to see what Tank can do in really tough fights because Floyd keeps putting him in there with guys that he knows that he's going to beat. He won't let. I don't believe Tank is afraid of anybody. I believe that Tank will get in that ring and fight anybody, but it's his handlers, Floyd Mayweather, who is trying to protect him, and by doing that, he's ruining.
Yeah, come on,
career.
Mike. Though you know that's usually always the case with every boxer. The handlers have their hands in the mix too much sometimes.
And that's what they need to change, man. These fighters need to realize that these promoters are not helping them in furthering their career. What is Gervonta Davis going to do? I mean, think about it. He's not getting any younger. I mean, he's still a young guy, but if he continues on the path that he's on, he's never going to fight anybody of any stature. He needs to have a big name on his resume to say, I beat this guy. I beat that guy. You know, like you can't go anywhere in boxing without those names on your resume. You have to have the names. If you don't have the names, man, you're just another guy who's a prospect who might be good, who might be able to do something. But if you're never going to put him to the test, then what's the point? Like, his career will never be remembered, and hopefully, hopefully he gets rid of Floyd Mayweather and he takes control of his own career, and he stops letting people make these decisions for him.
I can agree to that. I definitely can agree. I mean,
But hey man, hey, I'm at work right now. I gotta get back to it, man. It was good talking to you, man. I appreciate the conversation.
man, I greatly appreciate you, Mike from Boston, man, for coming up and sharing your thoughts with me and at least answering a couple of my questions, man.
No doubt,
It's
man.
just
No
good to
doubt.
share dialogue, man, with good people, man. I consider you a good person. I never met you, but from what you present on YouTube, man, even though we've had our differences, you know what I'm saying, we've come to some commonality. And boxing is where it's at. So that's our commonality.
That's what's up, man.
Let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Before you go, you can be short-winded with this question if you need to be. Are you concerned about Shay?
No. I'll just leave it like that, man. No, I'm not concerned about her.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hey, Mike, thank you, man. Have a great day at work, man. Get that money.
No doubt, man. You too, man.
Hey, feel free to come up anytime, man. It is what it is. Hey, we still face to face Friday, man. Anybody feel free to come up. We can talk shit, talk about whatever's trending in the news or whatever. We can just talk. It don't matter. It don't matter. We can just talk. Yeah, it was a good conversation with Mike from Boston. I think he knows. I think he is very very well researched when it comes to the sport of boxing. I like contact sports myself. I like MMA. I like okay, so people watch UFC, but do any of you motherfuckers watch Bellator? Oh my God, there are bloodbaths happening on Bellator. Like, you need to watch Bellator. But anyway, like I said, anyone feel free to face Friday. Cam up. All you got to do is show me that you're a real motherfucking person. And then you can drop back to the black. That's all you got to do. But me, myself, I'm just chilling till it's time for me to go to work. I think I might go holler at my children, But other than that, I'm just chilling. What do, good peoples? Talk to me. Say something. Shit. What y'all doing? Man, that's some crazy motherfuckers on YouTube, man. I'm telling you, boy, there are the entire spectrum of personalities is displayed on YouTube. Yes, it is. There are motherfuckers out there that you probably would not want to meet in real life on YouTube. Like, motherfuckers is drama-filled motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers that stay in shit. I don't know. I just, it's weird to me. Like, why are you constantly beefing? Why are you constantly, and there's no resolve. There's never resolve to these beefs. Like, you could get, like, let's finish this shit out. Let's find a conclusion to this shit. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes it's a waste of time. But this is Somebody Gotta Say This Shit, my platform. I welcome all, There's no reason to fear me. I am no one to fear. I'm human just like you. And if you're not human and you have a YouTube channel, where are you from? You are a very interesting person. What else is in the news? Let's see. Sukihana. Do y'all know who Sukihana is? I don't know why the fuck I know that name. Sukihana. She got caught stealing. Oh shit. I don't know. If it's in you, it's in you. If you're a klepto, you're a klepto. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, I did offer. I dropped the link. Anyone's still welcome to come up. No, you're not gonna come up. Well, let me do this real quick. I am Irk the Nerv, also known as Mr. Somebody. This is my platform. Somebody got to say this shit. That is my logo. Megaphone Man. That is an original logo, folks. Somebody got to say this shit is my platform. Please like and subscribe. If you need, now I want to say something. If you need any of these little cool ass gifts, these are original gifts. These are gifts that I make myself. I'm very good at it. If you need any gifts made, gift files, GIF. If you need any gift files, PNG, or any animation done, you can always hit me up at SomebodyGottaSayThisShit at gmail.com. Email me and just put in the title GIF, GIF. I will read it and I would try to create the design that you want. See, like this right here, monkey shit. I created that. You won't see it nowhere else on anyone else's YouTube channel. I created this too. Yeah. Created that one. Let me see which one. This one I most recently made. And that is my beautiful face right there. That is me. Yes, that is Irk the Nerv. This is also me. It's another GIF I made. And I make gifts. I do that. I have plenty that I've made and have not revealed yet. If you need any of these GIF files made or any display made, please do me the greatest of favors and contact me at SomebodyGottaSayThisShit at gmail.com. We will talk, and then you will give me a design, and then I will ask you to cash at me the preferred price of your design. And once that is done, we'll exchange and the deal will be completed. You will have your gift file, something like this, like my little my little Cash App, original cash. See, that's real money. That's real money within the design. And as you see, the blinking Irk the Nerv, that is original, folks. And I will do that for you. I will make one for you if needed. If needed. See, like that. My spinning logo right there. I make those. So just holler at me. If you need anything of the such, holler at your boy or your man. Holler at me, because I can make it and I can get it done for you, and we can put more eye candy on your site. Matter of fact, see, this is the one I made for my guy, my second brain, SGSTS Sense, or SGST Sense. SGSTS Sense, my guy. That's my dog. Oh, like this one I made, Peacock Collection. Adrian Richardson's Peacock Collection is actually a shoe. I have a commercial, but I'm going to upload it because I don't have it ready up right now. I had to clear space. For past lives I have done, this is another one for my man, J. Walter Jerk. These are all original gift files, people, that I have made. This is a spinner that promotes your YouTube channel. This is United Hard Hats of America. You ho! Matter of fact, that is. Let me show you something real quick. Let me get up. Let me show you something. You ho! That is United Hard Hats of America. That is a men's club for construction workers. It is one of my hard hats. Let me see. I have many different hard hats for many different reasons. Why is this not cutting on? There we go. This hard hat is I'm an artist too. You may not have known that. I'm an artist. I like to make shit. I am pretty good at making shit, creating. Creating is one of the things that I do. This is a hard hat that I made. It has lights on it. As you can tell, I love skulls. I love skulls. That's our human commonality. Anyway, skulls is a hard hat. And I have, oh, hold on. Oh, there it is. United Hard Hat of America sticker. The club. What up, guys? What up, J Wall, El Presidente? It's my guy. Again, United Hard Hats of America is a men's club for construction workers. I am a construction worker. And we do have podcasts. If you go to that channel that I just promoted, you can watch all the past podcasts that we've done. We may do more on that platform, but the president is the president for a reason, and he decides when we do that. So when he's ready, we'll be ready. This is another one, another gift that I made for Ill's World podcast. Ill's World. Ace Ill is my guy, the man that put me in front of a microphone and said, "Motherfucker, you got something to say, so say it." And basically helped me develop my voice. And that's what he did. That's why I have immense reverence for him. That's another one that I made. Fuck you, Brother Polite. Burn in hell, you bitch ass nigga. On me, you bitch. That's what I say. But again, I am Irk the Nerv, aka Mr. Somebody. I did drop the link. No one wants to speak. Thank you, Mike from Boston, for having the testicular fortitude to face your demon. Oh, I'm not a demon. I'm bullshitting with you, Mike. Thank you for joining up, jumping on the panel and speaking to me, man. You know, I gave you a tough round of questioning, and you stood through it. You stood strong on the questions, and, you know, we disagree on some things and strongly agree on others. And we found out that boxing is our commonality, which I already knew. I kind of already knew that the first time I've ever spoken to you about boxing. So, again, I am Irk the Nerv. I tried. I dropped the link. I dropped the link twice, actually. I am laying here. My woman should be home pretty soon. My woman should be here pretty soon. We may go out and handle some business before I lay it down and take a nap and get ready for tonight's shift. Yep, that's what it is. I'm gonna grab me some lunch because I've talked myself through breakfast. Had a cup of coffee for breakfast. Sometimes it's good to skip a meal, guys. You know, it ain't gonna hurt. Guess what your body would do? Your body's gonna eat regardless. So if you don't eat, the cells in your body will, and you'll be okay. If you miss a meal, it's okay. You're not gonna die. It's okay. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. Missing a meal every once in a while is good. It's called fasting. Fasting is good. Hey, Inky, Inky. I know you know who I am now. Inky, Inky, we need to talk, Inky. You should jump on the panel one day and talk to me. Inky, I have questions for you. I have questions. Like, how are you going to hold YouTube and YouTube subscribers? How are you going to hold them accountable for polite actions and not yourself? How does that work? In fact, I think you're avoiding. I think you're avoiding accountability. You have a part to play. Inky. Inky. Man, don't make me do a live on you, Inky, man. Come on over here and talk to me. You know you won't talk to me. Hey, who else? I'm gonna call out a couple people real quick. Bullshit Snotty, also known as Bullet Scotty. Bullshit Snotty. You are funny. You a goof ass nigga for real. I don't know how anyone takes you serious. You make the whole of New York City look horrible. Like, is this your representative, folks? Like, let's talk about it, because this nigga right here, how did he get placed with the cool kids? Anyway, who else? I don't know. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Cookie Monster Memoirs, Miss Cookie, one of my favorite shows. I also want to give a shout out to Tough Love, Mario J. I love his show. He goes hard in the paint, stands on what the fuck he says. Great show, Tough Love. You should subscribe. Another one is Triple C's Treehouse. Used to be Triple C's TV. Great platform. She has given out great information, especially about what do we call them? Cults. Can we call them cults? Cults, yeah. What else? Behind the Bar, great motherfucking platform. Behind the Bar does it well, does his platform very well. Enjoy his show. There's a couple of them I do watch, man. The rest of you motherfuckers, holy shit. Lady La, she does great shows. Now, my thing is this. Many of you may know that the great Miss Cookie and Lady La don't see eye to eye. That's fine. It has nothing to do with me. I make sure that I stay outside of the fray and just enjoy the show. Those women, both of those women seem very capable of defending themselves and being very offensive if need be. So with that being said, both of their platforms I enjoy. And who else? Oh, the Argument League. Next time I may have these displays for these channels. The Argument League is a good one as well. Who else? I don't know. I think that's it. If there are any more that I come in contact with and find through my journey through these YouTube streets, I will inform you and let you know about it. But until then, I am Irk the Nerv, aka Mr. Somebody. Everybody's somebody. Somebody gotta say this shit. We out for now. Peace.
Somebody gotta say this shit, so piss a bitch. Fuck your government. I'm hesitant to holler out that I'm in. I represent hollow points and Mac tears. Don't think shots coming out of them. Last thing that you see is Nat Turner's grin. I'm a savage, not the average white boy, my friend. We ain't shooting. Fuck red, white, and blue. Earth they nerve like militias in the booth. Spit that word like the wisdom nigga too. Get that herb like I need a blunt or two. Fuck y'all all, each and every one of you. You niggas wanna stay asleep? Fuck you motherfuckers too. All you niggas ain't loyal. Fuck the government soil. Bring heat to the planet, to this motherfucker boil. There's no more talk.